We're back. My name is Reggie Jeffrey, Solution Engineer for the Southwest region, and I'm joined with
Brian Bonebrake, Regional Solutions Engineer covering California and Nevada. So Reggie, we're both sweating a little bit.
Oh man, literally.
We're running all over this building.
Yes.
We had our breakout sessions just prior to this. I know you kind of came in on two wheels. I at least was able to walk up, but you're just right onto the stage from your breakout session. So I think we might as well talk about those breakout sessions.
Sure.
And so what did you have this morning?
I had Verizon, a breakout session with them. Okay. And then I also just got done with our hidden gems where we had 4 different suppliers from 4 different tech stacks talking one solution. So it was fantastic. It was great. So yeah. This building is a beautiful building. It's not made for quick transportation as there are subfloors. So I'm literally running back and forth up and down stairs, but it's a great time. And you, how was yours?
Mine was great. I had a breakout session all about one of my dark horses for the last couple years. I think it's one of the secret technologies that all of our partners really need to be selling and buying into, and that is technology expense management. Mm-hmm. So we really treated that session as an opportunity to train partners on what that is, how to engage in that technology, what the benefit to their client is, as well as what the benefit to them as a partner is. And I really think by the end of that session, we had a lot of our partners really kind of understand the true opportunity for TEM, which is in-depth insight into all of the technology spend that their client has. And so many partners are like, I want to sell more. I want to sell more technologies. There's so much more I can do. And the answer to that is absolutely, but how do you pivot into that? And for us, for me, is technology expense management.
Sure.
So I was really excited to be able to talk about that with our partners and get them excited about it. And we even had a lot of folks coming up asking questions, so you can't be upset about that result.
Yeah, I think Verizon was great. Their discussion was based around just the education and training and the discovery process around C-level as that comes in. Really focused on what we believe, and even Kim mentioned this in general session yesterday, is the network being the foundation, but yet now we're coming in and we're doing security over the top of it and the different pillars of security. Yep. And you can't just cover one pillar of that security, you have to cover all sections or else you're going to be attacked at the weakest link.
Absolutely. So we had a jam-packed day full of breakout sessions, and as we have done in previous portions of this live stream, we of course have feet on the street. So we're going to toss it over to Jamal, who has a little interview for us. Jamal?
I'm Jamal First, one of the solution engineers here. And with me, I have Jared Petersen from Straightforward. And we want to just get a little idea of what's going on. And Jared, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how things for you here at Channel Connect?
Jamal.
Channel Connect's always a great time for us. It's time to rekindle friendships that we've had, things that we've talked about with suppliers, projects that we're working on, where we're headed, the conversations we're having, and getting feedback about how to handle some of the things, objections, issues, things that our customers are dealing with every day.
Nice. So how many Channel Connects does it make for you?
I got it wrong earlier. I was like 3, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, you're at Monterey. That's 5. And so anyway, we were at Monterey. This is our 5th Channel Connect.
Awesome. Tell us a little about how being here at Channel Connect has kind of helped grow your business and maybe some of the thought leadership around building and expanding.
Yeah. So the things we're covering here are in some of these classes are just things that our customers are barely even thinking about. Sometimes they haven't even thought about. And so when we're going and meeting with them, we're coming from a place of help, and we're helping them walk through and ideate where they need to be and where they want to be from where they're at now. And so it's a great opportunity to sit down and listen to where all of our supplier partners are spending their money, where they're seeing the industries going, and then bringing that to our customers.
Awesome. So let me ask you one last question. Do you see yourself moving into a certain specific vertical that you have not done in the past? Have you kind of plotted that course yet?
Yeah. So we started off in government. And that was a weird one because it took us the longest slog and everything. However, having the partnerships that we have here at Intelisys allowed us to hold our own in those conversations. But actually our first largest deal was actually an enterprise deal. We were able to walk in, roll in, and just be like, well, we can do government because we have the relationships, we have the ability to handle that, and then we're able to go ahead and handle a 1,000-seat UCAS deal that's taking off right now.
Awesome, awesome. So this is what we want to see. We want to see that growth, right? We want you guys, when you come to Channel Connect, to be able to kind of grow, build yourself a new platform that you can venture into, but at the same time, have some fun, enjoy yourself. So back to you guys.
Thank you, Jamal, for that insight into another partner's perspective as to the events going on here at Channel Connect. I think we're seeing a theme, Reggie, and that's friendship, camaraderie, and going wider in their businesses. We've been talking about this at nearly every conversation we're having with our partners. It's that opportunity to network. It's that opportunity to get more information, maybe about technologies you're not comfortable with some of our breakout sessions, as well as build those relationships with suppliers and partners that they wouldn't have met anywhere else.
Yeah, and the other thing I'm seeing too is kind of what Julian was telling us a little about is the thought leadership. You know, coming together, seeing from a leader's point of view what their thought processes are and what's going into that. So, you know, I'm, again, part of that camaraderie that's being spread around at the event this week.
Absolutely, and it's the literally, I don't know if everybody can hear this, but it is so loud just beyond the cameras because
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing because we have the Supplier Expo going on right now, right in front of us, and this is what the energy that we're talking about. We can feel it just radiating out of the room. Everybody is excited to go meet with their supplier partners. We also have lunch in there, so
it's
folks
genius. Like right in the middle is lunch.
Well, you got to think about this, right? You have the supplier booth, and the suppliers are bringing several representatives.
Sure.
And they're having a great conversation. They literally can just go grab a meal.
I don't know how many lunches and learns and lunching and go and lunching work you have done, but mine's constant. So I think it's interesting that they've recreated that theme, that walk of life for our day-to-day here. It's just I'm working, I'm learning, I'm eating. Let's keep pushing.
It's amazing. I love it. And of course, they're having some of my favorite food right now. They're tacos, and I can smell them.
Oh man!
And I really want to, go in there. But I get to do that after our segment here. And so another thing that came up was the number of channel connects that folks have gone to. So another thing that we have going on at this event is folks are wearing pins on their lanyards that are establishing how many channel connects that they have been to. So Reggie, how many channel connects have you been to?
This would be my second.
Your second channel connect. Or were both of them when you were at Intelisys? Or?
They were both at Intelisys.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I've been fortunate that I've gone to, I'm pretty sure at least 4. There might be a 5th in there. But it's been over the last 8 years. I've attended multiple channel connects. Monterey was a really cool event over on the West Coast, right on the Pacific Ocean. And then I've attended the Nashville one a few years back, and then I've attended 2 here as an employee of Intelisys. So I think there might have been 2 Montereys in there, but I can't quite remember because it was so long ago. But I've got to see it from both sides. I was actually a partner at the time, or worked for a partner at the time. And so coming here now on the other side of the table was also really interesting to see how all the inner workings go, how we really set up and construct these meetings and the opportunity for folks to work together and to really further their business.
Yeah, my first experience I can only describe as if you'd taken a 5th grader and dropped them off at their first day of high school. And I was like, well, what's going on? Where I'm going? Where are my classes? Oh, why is everyone, I've been to conventions before, I've been to meetings and things of that nature, but that was different. So knowing that experience, going through channel partners gave me a little bit more experience coming in this time, what to know, what to reflect. The speed is still fast, we're all very busy and doing a lot of different things and wearing a lot of different hats, but it's a great experience overall.
I like to call them micro meetings. I don't know how many micro meetings I've had where they're literally like drive-by handshakes.
Sure.
And hey boss, good to see you. Like, let's connect, and then there's a follow-up email, and then we're setting up time to do a deeper dive. And then you combine that with the longer meetings where we actually get to sit down and have an in-depth conversation, put together some strategy. So it's been overall a fantastic event for all of those types of meetings. But we're not done with meetings. We're actually going to have a guest interview up here with Pamela Liebert from Optimum. And we're going to bring her up, and we're going to talk all about Optimum in just a few moments.
All right.
Corner is going to be your he'll count us down here. Welcome back, Intelisys Nation. And I told you we'd be right back. These live streams, we're cooking over here. But I have a guest with me this time, Pamela Liebert from Optimum Communications. Welcome. Thanks for joining me up here.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's wonderful to be a part of the Intelisys event for now my third time.
Third time, all right. We were just talking about how many times have you been? Three channel connects. That's
3 channel connects, and it's been an experience every single time. So happy to be here.
How does this one rank?
I would say that this is the best one yet.
Best one yet. That's what we like to hear.
Yet to come.
Yet
Because
to
I know
come.
we have many, many more ahead of us.
Definitely, definitely. So speaking of this event and getting out and about with the partners and other Intelisys folks, because I know for the supplier's perspective, it's about deepening the relationship with not only your Intelisys partners, but your agent partners as well. And one of the great ways that we give our suppliers an avenue to do that is in the breakout sessions. So tell me a little bit about what your breakout session was today, and how did that go?
So the breakout session was regarding remote working and communication. And everybody knows after COVID, it is something that we need to have. We need to have at our disposal. We need to be able to sell. We had Andrew Rhinone, our Senior Vice President of National Sales, who spoke at that event. And we spoke all about the new products and services that are coming this way for Optimum Business. So the things that you may not know that we'll be able to do, and the things that we currently have right now.
And what are some of those things?
So we are in a journey to be the communications provider of choice for everyone, for our neighbors, for our friends, for our family. And the services that we're going to be providing to everybody is going to be services from your local data connections, to your voice lines, to your television, to your managed services, an entire network, taking a customer from the very beginning of where they want to start, all the way to success in the future and what they're going to need to do that.
That's amazing. And because of that, so you're trying to be this leader in the space, right? You want to be known as a leader. And you have to have some insight into where this market is going, because let's call a spade here. Most folks, when we think of connectivity and voice and the services that we find in this space, it's been commoditized in a lot of ways. So we kind of have to evolve and continue to get creative with how we attack the market and where we go with the product and the services involved in that. So in your vision, in Optimum's vision, where do you think the market is going?
So we're working with customers as a community to be as local as we can be. We're working to help them with security, with the managed services that they need. A lot of these customers, right now, what you're facing with technology is some of the issues that come firsthand if you don't have a secure network. Your network needs to be prioritized. You need to make sure that you have the bandwidth and the services that can go along with your ride in your journey and your business. So we also brand for our customers. We have Optimum Media, which is branding and being able to provide local advertising and national advertising for all of our customers. So there's many different ways that we're approaching this to try to be that provider and to try to be that friend and that neighbor that everybody wants on their side.
That's really interesting. So this is something that we've talked about internally quite a bit, is this concept of everybody tried to go wide and big forever. Like, I just want to capture as much business as I can at any cost. And now what we're seeing is sort of that pullback. And like, how do we become as regional as possible, but still be a national company, right? But how do we feel more local, more involved in the community, more supportive? Like, I'm calling the company next door for help, not necessarily, calling the mothership and getting, the rigmarole to get support, right?
Yeah, at Optimum Business, all of our employees live in the network. We're all part of what our customers go through every single day. So we drive to be part of that community in different volunteer work that we do. We drive to be part of that community in how we present ourselves. It's an overall big picture of being able to, hold the hand of someone next to you and also help them along their journey.
Awesome, and we have just a few seconds left, but I want you to leave everybody with one final thought. I'll have you look right into your camera there and tell us, what do you think the biggest thing that partners are going to get away from the Channel Connect event?
So Channel Connect has been wonderful in building relationships, in building networks. Never lose the opportunity to say hello to someone you don't know, to present yourself and say, hi, my name is Pamela. Just learn about them. Learn about what they do, how you can assist them, how they can assist you. Networking at Channel Connect has been the biggest and most valuable opportunity I could say everybody will get.
That's amazing. Thank you, Pamela, for your time, and thank you, everyone at home, for joining us for a quick interview with Optimum and Pamela. Thank you.
Comcast Business helps our customers stay future ready. As a trusted provider for all global secure networking solutions, our technology powers enterprises to take their business to the next level by providing them with transformative customer and digital experiences while helping companies gain operational efficiencies, just like we did for US Bank. Our solutions provided them with the confidence to pursue the next-gen technologies shaping their industry. And with our strategic partners, we're able to deliver global network solutions. Plus, we've been recognized by industry experts. A Frost & Sullivan analyst puts it this way: Comcast Business is a leader in managed SD-WAN with white glove service and customer focus. Our solutions, recognition, and dedication, along with our ecosystem of companies, has us uniquely positioned at the intersection of technology and media. Can your service provider say that?
Conversational Welcome back to iCC Live, sponsored by Intel. This is your one-stop source for all the action, insights, and innovation happening on Intelisys Channel Connect 2024. We're live from the floor here where all the ideas are flowing, the energy is high, and honestly, the future of the channel is being shaped before our very eyes at this moment. I'm Patrick Chen, VP of Advanced Technologies at Intelisys, and with me here is Ray Watson from Comcast. Ray, why don't you introduce yourself really quickly?
Well, it's good to be here. First and foremost, I want to say happy birthday to Intelisys. 30 years. 30 years of leading the way in the partner channel. I'm Ray Watson. I'm the Vice President of Technology at Comcast Business. I was formerly the VP of Technology at a company called Masergy that's now known as Comcast Business Global. And I'm here to talk to partners about the future.
Yeah. This morning we had this fantastic executive panel, right? I had Comcast, had your boss on there, right? And we're talking about what's beyond the network, what's coming next. And the topic of AI came up, and the topic here at Channel Connect is chock full of information about AI. What are you hearing? What's important that the audience should learn about? What's some takeaways that you're hearing these days?
So as an AI researcher and a cybersecurity researcher, I live and breathe AI. I've got 71 models running in the lab. I'm constantly learning things. And I've been talking to Intelisys partners and folks in the ecosystem all day today, and they've almost universally told me, we feel like we're falling behind. It's very difficult to keep up with all of the innovations and things that are happening in this space. And I happen to believe very, very strongly, Patrick, that the arrival of AI is unlike anything we've ever experienced before. The closest thing I can think of is with the arrival of electricity, because AI is going to touch every single industry, period. There's not a single industry that's not going to be affected by this. And for businesses that are wanting to deal with AI, they really have three choices. They can either try to resist it and go out of business, just like we saw with the arrival of the internet. They can try to adapt themselves to it and survive, or they can try to embrace it and thrive. And when you we really want to get businesses and partners focusing on that third choice, which is really how to embrace it and how to thrive. And one of the things that is really important to understand about artificial intelligence is there's absolutely no way that you can keep up with all of the innovations and all of the news that's happening in this space.
That's why we have this event right here, though, right?
Correct. And about 90% of the breakouts and the keynote sessions have mentioned AI so far, right? Yep. It is the #1 topic. It's literally sucking the oxygen out of the room on everything else. And it should, because it absolutely is having an impact on collaboration, on manufacturing, on healthcare, every single business. And we're talking to partners about how to basically embrace that and really modify that for their own purposes.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. You said it very, very well. It's going to impact all sorts of companies out there, right? But it's also impacting our suppliers and technology. Here at Intelisys, we're always saying that AI isn't its own specific technology itself. What it's really doing is it's augmenting the technology that we already know. It's augmenting CX, it's augmenting security and cloud and so forth. What are some things that you think are going to be really hot that the partners should be really focusing on?
Yeah, so let me just tell you, I will start off by telling you some things that are wrong, because I think it's really important to talk about what's right, and there's also some things to talk about what's wrong. First and foremost, AI is not a product, okay? Anyone who tells you, hey, I'm selling AI, or these folks are buying AI, it's absolutely ingrained in every single product, whether we're talking about UX, contact center, UCaaS, anything else, okay? But the one key takeaway that I want everyone in this conference to be aware of is that you cannot embrace any technologies whatsoever without thinking about security first. Security must be step zero. It must be part of every single conversation, and it must be the beginning and the end. Because as good and as promising as AI is, on the security front and protecting our assets, it's also being utilized by the bad guys as well. And if we're not aware of that, then we're obviously going to be behind the 8 ball. So I was at a session this morning where they were talking about phishing and smishing and how AI and deepfakes are really empowering people to do social engineering attacks. I was on another session where they were talking about how we're using AI to catch that and to prove integrity, both for data and for people, et cetera. But the main thing to be aware of is the fact that security is an integral part of every single conversation, as should AI, and the overlap between the two is absolutely vital.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Now let's talk Comcast specifically, right? Based off of what you just said, what can Comcast do to address some of those concerns that you just brought up?
And it's a great question, and I was actually just talking to somebody about that this morning. One of the big promises when Comcast acquired Masergy, one of the big promises was that Masergy was a niche provider of global solutions and really much more experts at selling solutions than selling circuits, okay? And on the Comcast business side, they had a group of people that were very transactional, that were really good at selling circuits very quickly, quick to install, quick to bill, et cetera. And the synergies between the two has been absolutely magical because it turns out that folks that are really used to selling circuits really want to sell solutions, okay? And ironically, the people that sell solutions, they don't mind selling a few circuits every now and then either, right?
Yeah,
because they're
everything.
quick and they're easy to do and it's fast, et cetera. But none of the folks in the Intelisys ecosystem need to be thinking that the future is selling on spreadsheets, okay? Because that's not where deals are won. It's selling on whiteboards. It's selling on solutions. And so our approach to that is to look for business outcomes first, define applications, and Patrick, when I say applications, I consider voice and video and even AI to be just yet another application, right? And then how do we securely empower those with service level agreements to them and bring those unique solutions to the plate? And I'm not talking about building a solution that's good on day 1 or on day 181, but it's good throughout the entire life cycle of companies, because it turns out that companies really don't want to switch vendors. There's no one out there that says, you know what, I would absolutely love to sign a 3-year contract with you and then sign with someone else via an RFP 3 years from now, right? And so building long-lasting solutions means being integrated into what it is they're trying to accomplish and be an extension of their team.
Yeah, no, agreed. And partners, you know, those of you that are listening right now, you're not in this journey alone, right? This is something that we work together, Comcast and Intelisys SEs, we're constantly working together, we're learning from each other, and we're all here to help you sell these types of opportunities.
And that is such an important point, because one of the biggest fears and trepidations, especially around cybersecurity, is sometimes people feel like they don't feel comfortable bringing it up because they don't have the expertise to it. And I always tell the SEs and certainly the partners in the community, you don't have to know everything. You just need to know one thing, okay? And that one thing may be the fact that security budgets are going up, okay? AI budgets are going up, and network spend and software spend is going down. So if you really want to sell networks and you really want to sell software licenses, figure out a way to make it more about security and about AI, because that's what companies are increasing their budgets on. 98% of the Fortune 500 are reporting increased spending in the space of AI. So if you're building a network out there today, my biggest tip to you is don't call it SD-WAN, don't call it MPLS, call it AI WAN or AI-empowered WAN, because ultimately at the end of the day, AI will be a big part of it, but more importantly, that's where the budgets are.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. So listen, we have a couple more minutes left and everything. What's something fun that you've done here? What's something that you feel like, man, really has been setting this apart?
Well, I'll tell you what, Patrick, most people know if they follow me on LinkedIn, my son set a world record at the Paris Olympics for speed climbing.
I saw
had
that.
to work
Congratulations.
that in. And I was trying to figure out a way to play this clip of him climbing at the breakout session, and I managed to play it twice. So I managed to play it both the beginning and the end, and that was particularly fun. But yes, I'm very proud of Sam Watson, who actually, as of right now, holds the fastest Olympic record in any sport in the history of the Olympics, period. It's 4.74 seconds. But beyond that, beyond the people coming up to me and saying thank you, congratulations on your Olympic son champion, which I really can't take any credit for at all. I wish I could tell you we used AI. I wish I could tell you we used cybersecurity principles, but he's just a very determined individual. But beyond that is also hearing the feedback. I mean, I've been to several of these events in the past. This is the highest energy, the most optimistic. That's right. It's just an absolute blast, and I think that's going to continue throughout the rest of the day, as well as late into the evening, I suspect, with the Friends in Low Places parties.
And tonight's going to be fantastic, and you know I'm agreeing with you. You know, it's our 30-year anniversary. It's our birthday. You know, we wanted to make this one super special, and I'm glad people are feeling that. I'm glad you're feeling that.
Patrick, when you write down that expense report, make sure you mention AI on the expense report, because that'll get approved. It's much more likely to be approved.
It'll go through a little bit easier. No, 100%. So, well, listen, partners. If you weren't here this year, you're absolutely missing out. There's so much going on. There's a lot of good sessions. The energy is here. It's been absolutely amazing. We miss you guys. Wish you all are going to be here with us next year, because this one's one to remember. So, Ray, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you very much. Way to go, Sam.
Great. Coming up next, we got James Morrison with Trevor Park from Comcast after the commercials. We'll see you soon.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to iCC Live, where we are here in Nashville talking to another one of our great suppliers. Hopefully you're able to join us with some of the previous events, but today we're going to actually talk in another conversation with Comcast, which is one of our platinum suppliers. My name is James Morrison. I'm the Senior Director for Security Programs here at Intelisys, and with me today is Trevor. Trevor, how are you doing today, and would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Thanks, James. Love being here. This place is amazing. I feel like I'm on the ESPN game day set. This is pretty incredible. My name is Trevor Parks. I'm the Advanced Security Director of Comcast Business. I've been in this cybersecurity arena for almost 25 years now. I'm getting kind of old. And I've done a lot of aspects in cybersecurity, but my team, their job is to help you guys design security solutions for your customers. And yeah, that's it.
Well, we like to say experienced versus old. I think that's where we like to live a little bit. So one of the things you and I have talked about a lot, and you've had a number of conversations, is with the Comcast acquisition of Masergy, you guys have become much more kind of into the security portfolio, and partners are often asking me, why Comcast? So how do we answer that question? Because we want to give you the opportunities. We love, that's what we're here for, and the partners often ask that. So give me the story. Why is Comcast the right choice for security?
That's a great question. Why Comcast? So I take a step back. For those of you that might have slept in last night because you spent a little too much time on Broadway, you might have missed the executive briefing where we talked about beyond the network and Comcast. And we've gone beyond the network with Comcast. Like, yes, we were a cable company, and that put us where we are today. It drove tremendous revenue for us, but we've evolved into a technology company where we're actually delivering network security solutions now to really help improve the security posture of our customers. And not only that, with the acquisition of Masergy, we were able to offer these solutions pretty much to anyone in the US and globally, not just in footprint, which, previously, it might have been a restriction for a lot of people to sell security solutions and networking to in-footprint. We can offer it anywhere now, over the top. And not only that, as a security guy myself, I'm a little biased, but I'm really excited that Comcast has doubled down on their investments in advanced security solutions, where we're really advancing in SASE, MDR, managed EDR, those solutions, we're able to offer them to pretty much anyone. It doesn't even have to be an actual Comcast network customer. While that's nice, we can offer those to all existing customers, but it could be anywhere out of footprint, in footprint, globally, with Comcast Business Global. It's really nice, and as you can't defend against attackers you can't see, so you really need these solutions that can have visibility across the gamut of both the network and the users accessing the assets within that network.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds, right? I mean, you get the sort of the reputation of Comcast and the network and all that power, but now you've got some really specialized security teams, and part of that was, just this last year, you all made an announcement of a partnership with Rapid7. So Rapid7's a well-known name in the security portfolio, so talk about this. How does that make you even better than you were before?
Yeah, Rapid7. So for those of you that don't know who Rapid7 is, they're basically a best-of-breed security provider. They're in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. They have a security suite of tools, detection and response, vulnerability scanning. They actually basically pioneered the vulnerability scanning space for over 20 years. And they have a sophisticated security suite of tools that customers can use to detect adversaries within the network. And so what's really cool, we've partnered with them, we've integrated them into our SOC, we have a global SOC, and we've upgraded our own MDR infrastructure with their detection and response capabilities. And what's really nice about that, we've integrated it into the entire global Comcast network, where the threat intelligence of millions upon millions of data points can be integrated into the platform. Rapid7 themselves can't even have this type of integration because they don't have the network that we have. And so what's cool about that is we have a team of threat hunters that are constantly scouring the customer's environments, looking for adversaries that might have bypassed defenses and infiltrated but haven't been detected yet. We can find those and get them out of the network before they do actually serious damage. It's really nice to have that capability to help improve the security posture of our customers. And something else that's really nice about this partnership is we're the only channel partner that Rapid7 has an agreement with that we can sell in the channel. So that's a nice kind of thing that we can offer to all of our customers. And what's really nice is it doesn't have to be a Comcast network customer. It can be any customer that you have. They can be off-net, they can be standalone. They don't have to be an existing Comcast or any even footprint. We can deliver this service anywhere.
So you brought up visibility, you brought up threat hunting, you brought up speed, which are all really integral now, especially in the AI-driven world about security, right? So what's next? Where are we going next as we go into 2025? Everybody likes a sneak peek, right? So as we come up to the end of the year, can you give me any sort of secret sauce as to what's next for Comcast?
Sure. So, AI, I'm not going to take the steam out of the room, or as Ray might have mentioned earlier, Rapid7 has some pretty nice AI functionality built into the platform. Comcast Business, we have our own AI functionalities built into the back end to make our systems a little more robust, a little more easier for people to use. We're going to be expanding our services with Rapid7. We're going to be offering that and really deeper dive into the network and helping customers. We are expanding our SASE platform. SASE is really a framework that offers a lot of capabilities to customers to help expand their security posture, improve it. We're going to offer more and more of the SASE framework and get more granular with that in the coming years. And many people don't know this, but we probably are the #1 Meraki supplier out there. So we have a real exciting, announcement coming soon. We're going to be able to offer Meraki at a wider scale than we have previously.
So I want to expand a little bit because I'm excited about SASE, right? So network and security meeting in this kind of cool little world. Let's dive a little bit more into SASE, and what do you think is probably the biggest element of that that's going to be even bigger in 2025?
That's a good question. So I'm a security purist, and look, humans are the low-hanging fruit, and identity is the most important thing when it comes to security. If I can pretend to be you, I can infiltrate any network. Right. And so SASE, there's ZTNA capabilities that has a sort of a identity access component to it. I know you're a security guy as well. So I think that's the next evolution. SASE is going to have to evolve too. I mean, they're probably in their second iteration already. I think these frameworks are evolving, but I do believe the ZTNA network access aspect, how it ties identity to that, I think that's the next generation.
All right, so for the next sneak peek, here's what I need to know. When are we going to see you on Ninja Warrior again?
You got me there. So I'm actually retired. I was an American Ninja Warrior a few times, but hey man, I'm old. So I'm retired for now, but maybe next time. Not this year, maybe next year. We'll see.
I think you'll do just fine with that. So what do you got for the partners? Let's take one more takeaway from them. We got about a minute left. So what's the questions that the partners should be asking of the customers to lead them into that conversation for Comcast security?
That's a great one. So always understand their pain points. Look, open doors and windows for your customers. Ask them questions that will help them have a dialogue to understand they need visibility into their assets. They can't do it themselves. They need help. Simple questions of what is your security posture look like? Can you respond to a ransomware event? If you don't even know how to answer that question, much less have a story to that, you need to bring in a specialist to help you have that conversation, and we can help you with those solutions. Anyone out there can't answer that question will be struggling to do that, so we can help you guys. You don't have to be security experts. Use our team, use our security specialists to help you have those conversations.
That's kind of what we always say, right? Security is about strategy, outcome, people, process, and policy, right? So if you're having a security conversation, you want to talk more with Comcast, please reach out to us here at Intelisys, reach out to Comcast through Trevor. But I want to, up next, we're going to have Heather Krasinski speaking with Robby Paul, Chief Strategy Officer for Verinext. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Heather Krasinski, the CX Program Director here at Intelisys, and I'm joined by the amazing, the fantastic Robby Paul.
Thank you, Heather. Hello. I'm Robby Paul, Chief Strategy Officer for Verinext.
Well, I'm so excited to have this conversation today, and I just want to congratulate you. Big, big win on becoming a platinum partner. Look at that red jacket, everybody. Look at that red jacket there. So congratulations on this. A few things I want to talk to you about today is just, where did you start building your practice, right? Did you, strategize around specific technology trends? Give us the background of how you got here, because it's an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you so much, and thank you for this fine red jacket. So we did start the business a long time ago, before a lot of the technologies that are part of the portfolio were even available. So we started as a transport company, designing diverse carrier environments for our clients. As cloud-based communications and such really started to mature, we added that, and that really became the tip of the spear for the business. So we really focused on customer experience transformation, built a consulting and strategy practice around that, helping our customers transform their business.
And from a year's perspective, how long have you been in this industry? Are you willing to tell?
Are we talking technology years, dog years, or people years?
Dog years are fine.
Let's say it was 18, 19 years.
Amazing, amazing. So it's been a journey, but definitely a fruitful one, which I love. So obviously the relationship with Intelisys has kind of thrived over the years, and obviously working with your team. Where do you find the biggest value with our teams and how we can help grow your practice in general?
So we leverage a lot of things inside of Intelisys. Experts like, I don't know if you guys have ever met Heather.
Myself.
Yes.
Small plug.
We'll plug the CX practice for you. But there's a variety of things that we use just from a range of technical expertise to really helping us pick up the ball and move it, just kind of helping take on additional tasks that we don't have time to do. So it's quite a bit, in fact.
Yeah. I would also ask you from a best practices perspective, looking at new partners that are trying to get exposure and trying to get customers in this space that we're in, where do you think their first focus should be, and should they be very strategic on a specific technology? And I'd love some best practices for maybe a new up-and-comer in this industry.
Yeah, I think that, in fact, it's hard to be all things to all people. So, my advice would be to figure out one thing, know it really, really well, and when you have it figured out really well, you can start to add additional practice areas to that. Otherwise, you water down and dilute your messaging for your client. If I were choosing a practice right now, it would probably focus either in the CX space from a transformation space or security. I think those are the two that are probably the easiest to grasp the messaging that you need to be able to tell a customer. They are, C-level relevant conversations, so you don't have to be a technical expert to carry the conversation. What you need to know is business impact and outcome, and really focus there.
Yeah. I think business impact is one, and then what stakeholders are you dealing with? So obviously from a CX or security conversation, I would look back at the technology, and when you look at your sellers, right, the sellers around you, where do you think are their best practices in being prepared for those type of conversations? Is it coming to, the technical engagements? Is it coming to things like Channel Connect like this? What are some of the strategies that they can take too?
Well, I think anytime you can spend time learning about the industry and the impact, so I used to call it situational fluency, kind of understand why is your customer doing what they're doing, how are they going about it, walk a day in their shoes to understand what is it they're trying to accomplish, and understand how the solutions that you offer impact them. How can you make a difference in their life? Because if you can be their hero and help them do their job easier, do it better, retain customers better, acquire customers easier, all of those things, or protect your data better if you're looking in the security space. Everybody has data, and everybody in the world wants it, so you know that you're a target. So really focusing on those things as to how do I help you accomplish your job? If you do a good job for them, they're going to take care of you.
Yeah. They'll take care of you also too. I think that goes into our theme this year, which was really around upsell and cross-sell. And so looking at, from a sales perspective and all of these specific technologies, what are the biggest strategies, for you to go in and cross-sell into an environment? So say you're starting in CX, right? What are those questions that you maybe would ask to get into a security engagement or vice versa?
Well, listen, I think first of all is to realize that any company, large or small, is a target. So the attack surface is changing all the time. It is a very complicated business if you really want to dive into the technical piece, but I really don't think you need to. So a question that I ask any of my C-level, partners or friends, I said, what's the win in running at this by yourself? You know you're a target. You know your data is at risk. So you should be enlisting the help of as many people as you can to secure your data. That is really your responsibility. So really taking the time to do that. And in terms of how do you prepare yourself for the conversation, it's really about understanding the risk. And if you can take the time and you have the technical aptitude to understand the threat vectors and all of the different things that you need to understand, I mean, you don't have to. But it's better if you do, because then you can take the conversation below the C-level. The C-level doesn't care about that. What they care about is securing their data. But if you get down into the director and the manager level, then you need to have a more technical conversation or leverage, your peers on the security practice and make sure that you can have that kind of conversation with them.
Yeah, so leveraging your Intelisys resources, but also too I think from a security standpoint, it's just a no-brainer conversation that everybody should be having today. And in CX, it's easy. It's easy to talk about compliance. It's easy to talk about GDPR, right? HIPAA, whether it's healthcare. And so, would you say that would you focus on a specific vertical these days, or would you go kind of run the gambit?
So I was at a thing with Jay McBain 10 years ago, and he was talking about hyper-focus into a vertical, and not just saying I'm in medical, but I'm in ambulatory, as an example, right? So you really get down to it. It allows you to speak their vernacular, their language, so that they understand that really I know what you do for a living and why, and I'm bringing solutions to bear that are specific to your industry, even if it's a platform. So, again, if you take one of the CX platforms, that's okay, but understanding how that platform can be leveraged to really move the needle for their specific business, I think that your messaging becomes more relevant and salient to those customers when you can tell them and say, not only do I do business in healthcare, but it's specific to payers, or it's specific to this, or it's provider, large-scale hospital or an ambulatory. I think that your messaging becomes more, you develop a clarity of how you kind of deal with the client.
Yeah, clarity messaging or leaning on the suppliers. I would say the suppliers are really good at focusing on those specific verticals and hiring resources that have backgrounds in those specific verticals that may not have a CX background, right? Or may not have a security background, but they do have a background in healthcare. I think one more question is from a supplier lens, and this is for our suppliers out there. What can suppliers do to help move the needle for partners? Whether I know they give account mapping or enablement sessions. What are some of the main things that they can do to move the needle for you guys?
I think account mapping is one thing, but you can end up in a scenario where you're trading thousands of company names, and that becomes untenable. I do think that keeping it small and focused and targeted, you have a better outcome typically. I think in terms of enablement, the line card at Intelisys is, I don't know how many now. It's 500.
I think like 450. Maybe?
Yeah, I mean
okay, where's Paul Constantine? What's that line card?
He's not listening.
How many suppliers we got?
250.
250.
It's a lot.
Perfect.
If I had 250 people come in and try and train all of my salespeople, they would do nothing but train all day long. We can't do that. We need to come up with a way to really very quickly talk about what is the value that you have, who is it impactful to, and how do we make their job better.
Okay. That was great. Thank you so much. I got one last question for you. What is your favorite bar on Broadway? We're in Nashville.
100% Tootsies.
Tootsies all day long, that you and everybody else here.
100%, yes.
Why don't we get some love for Kid Rocks? Kid Rocks is great.
I like Kid Rocks too.
Yeah.
The music is awesome. It's fun. I like the mezzanine seating there.
It's fantastic. And then favorite food while you're here in Nashville?
It depends what you're after. There's several good steak places. We had a French dip at Kid Rocks yesterday, which was actually pretty good.
Got a French dip.
With French fries.
I'm super glad that you didn't get sick from the French
Hangover
dip
food.
at Kid Rocks. I love it. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time coming up here. Congrats on the platinum, that beautiful red jacket. We're so excited, and we just appreciate your partnership tenfold.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Katherine White is here. She's going to be talking about the channel exchange. Thank you, guys.
Welcome back, Intelisys Nation. With me here today, Brian Bonebrake, Regional Solution Engineer. We also have
Reggie Jeffrey, Southwest Solution Engineer.
But the most important guest that we have is Katherine White to talk about a very important thing that we got going on. So we have had a lot of changes at Intelisys recently, all for the better, all stuff that we're super excited about. But most recently was we have gotten rid of the name Inti and moved to something called Channel Exchange.
Yes.
So you want to tell us about that?
Of course, so happy to be here. Thank you both for having me. So I think that we have been very clear over the last couple of days that we are highly committed to offering flexible routes to market for our partners and our suppliers. So one of the exciting things that I'll be bringing to the stage here in about an hour is our announcement of our launch of Channel Exchange. So what is Channel Exchange? Channel Exchange is a marketplace designed to help our partners streamline their sales processes by providing them with a curated and comprehensive line card of SaaS technology solutions. So we have understood that there is a real demand right here, right now, for pure software solutions that are kind of like natural fit product adjacencies for our well-known traditional Intelisys products. And so we are responding with a modern platform. So what we've done is we've overhauled our traditional SaaS platform and made it a much more modern experience and much more effective and efficient way to transact with new software products.
That's amazing. So we're creating this entire marketplace for partners to be able to go out, get all these licenses. I don't know about you, Reggie, but how many requests do we get for licenses?
Oh, daily, tons.
Yes, and those are reflected back to me and my team. And so we are hunting down and in excellent conversations with exciting products that we'll be launching soon. And yeah, this is our response to the demand. Yeah.
That's amazing. So this has been one of the areas I know, so a little bit about my background. Before I was at Intelisys, I was actually at an Intelisys partner as a solutions engineer. And the amount of requests we have to just turn away as a partner to go, yeah, unfortunately we can't just offer you a license for this.
Yep.
And now we have that opportunity to bring a marketplace to the client directly.
Yes.
And partners can even brand this, is that correct?
Absolutely. So as part of our launch, not only will we offer a curated line card of SaaS solutions, automated quoting and invoicing from the platform for the software products, click to purchase licensing and provisioning. But what's really exciting is that we are offering in-customer segmentation, right? So self-service functionality for our partners' customers, but also white label storefronts and custom domains. So that is out of the box, ready to go, and ready for our partners to enjoy and profit from on day one.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Will there be some information rolling out, obviously, over the next couple of months?
Absolutely. So we are offering a myriad of trainers, or trainings rather, for our current partners, and we do have current Intelisys partners already participating in this ecosystem. And part of my messaging today on stage is now you know. Like, there's no reason for you not to participate. And we have a couple of channel pioneers that are coming up to the stage to tell about their experience and how we've been uncovering really beneficial and useful use cases around bringing unmanaged licenses into the ecosystem for our customers or partners to profit from.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So with that then, so this is the launch. We're launching officially
today. And then we go live December 9th.
Live December 9th. And so this is going to be the first iteration of this product. So we are going to continue to evolve this, bring in more licensing opportunities for partners. What are you most excited for, besides the launch, obviously? Because people are already looking into Q1, Q2 next year.
Yes.
They're like, all right, how can I really adopt this? It's probably going to take them that long to even figure out how to sell this as a new partner to that field. So what are you most excited about helping?
So a couple of things. So I'm excited about helping our partners learn how to sell and posit this to their customer community. And I'm also very excited about the new product offerings that we will be bringing on. Like I said, natural fit adjacencies that our partners have been asking for, like Reggie said, every day, all day, and our partners not having to walk away from deals.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining
My
us
pleasure.
up at the
Thank
stage
you so
here.
much.
And up next, we're going to have Brian Nelson is going to chat with William Rubio from CallTower. Thank you, everybody, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Brian Nelson. I'm the Southeast Solutions Engineer with Intelisys, and I'm joined today by William Rubio from CallTower. William, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, Brian, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here and excited to talk to you today.
Yeah, so could you give us a little bit who you are, what do you do with CallTower?
Yeah, sure. So I'm William Rubio, Chief Revenue Officer at CallTower. Been with the organization almost about 12 years overall, and we are basically a global unified communications provider, really focusing on Microsoft, Cisco, and Zoom, spanning about 4 different continents overall. So very excited to be here and to provide solutions to over our partners here in Intelisys.
Yeah, awesome. So have you been to this event before?
I have. You know, I can't say that this is definitely not my first rodeo. I was trying to count the other day of how many I've been to, but I think this is either my 12th or my 13th.
Wow.
So it's definitely been a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Where else can you remember another location you were in outside
I think
Nashville?
I was trying to think the first one. I think the first one was actually in San Francisco, and like downtown San Francisco, and they would alternate between Napa and San Francisco, and it's definitely been a lot of fun. It's grown so much. I remember being in some really tight reception rooms and banquet halls, and we've definitely expanded a lot. So the community has definitely expanded.
So why do you keep on coming back? What's your favorite part of this event?
Well, I come because of you, Brian. I don't know if
yeah, right.
No, I actually come. It's it's a family, right? When you look at whether it's other suppliers that we do work with, or even competitors. I mean, we're all friendlies, right?
Yep.
With a lot of people we work with, and then just really the community and the family that we have. Whether it's our partners that work with us, the folks over at Intelisys that we partner with, it's just been really great, and it's a big reunion. You always come away with learning something new, which I think is always fun, and then you always foster new partnerships as well, which is really good.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Some of the partners I've built relationships and supplier relationships. Man, it's a great community to be a part of. So what breakouts did you attend? What'd you learn?
So I got to be biased. I obviously attended one of the AA ones, and I did attend one of the Cisco ones, and also one of the Microsoft. And really interesting. Excuse me, what's going on right now in our industry overall. And both of those sessions, and even the AI one, the good thing is you always walk away with something new, right? There's always something that you pick up, and I think as partners, as suppliers, it's always good to know what's going out there and what the market trends are and what our customers are demanding, because we're really here for our customers, right? We're here to give our partners the opportunity that they need to really go and service their customers.
Yeah, so would love to hear more about that. So what are you guys at CallTower seeing as market trends in the cloud communication space?
Well, I think first and foremost, there's no secret that everyone's moving more to the cloud, right? Yeah. So cloud migration is definitely a big thing. What we're really seeing that's interesting, though, is that it's really becoming more of a collaboration type of discussion than just voice, right? I mean, we were really keen on doing voice going back to the beginning of our inception, back to 2002. But when you really look at the collaboration piece overall, you're starting to see more people focusing on the likes of Cisco WebEx or Microsoft Teams or Zoom Phone, just because they do so much more than just voice. Voice is just one application, and you're starting to see customers say, I don't need disparate systems that don't integrate well or challenge, and if I could get one communications platform that could do everything for me, both from video to conferencing to audio, do some disaster recovery and so forth, it's really kind of the way it goes. So you're seeing a lot of those trends, and the demand to provide more features within those sets continues to enhance, and that's what folks like us really do on those core platforms.
Yeah, and I can echo that. Out of the Intelisys community, I've worked so many opportunities where it was collaboration tool first, and then we want to bring voice into it. And so that really, really resonates with me and what we're seeing in the market.
It's definitely changed, and voice is just another way that we communicate, right? Overall.
Right. So big changes from Microsoft this year from the licensing front. A lot of partners are still unfamiliar with those changes. Could you give us a high level of what's going on with the bundling and unbundling of teams?
Yeah, I think when you look at the European Union, they kind of led the way, right, with the antitrust laws and the lawsuits and everything, and they really started to decoupling teams or unbundling teams within the system, and now you get by teams separately, so you don't have to be dependent on it being part of Office 365, and I still think that some folks are trying to understand how all that's going to look. And I think the main part of that, what it really did is it really started to help some of the other core platforms really kind of compete a little bit more apples to apples. The one kind of bad news about that, though, is that the cost did go up a little bit if you really kind of start to look at what an end user is going to pay. So, Microsoft doesn't lose, right? At the end of the day, it's going to happen. And then just recently, Brian, I don't know if you saw, but last week, Microsoft did also say, too, that they're going to be raising their prices.
Oh, no, I missed that.
In April. Yeah, it's coming in April of 25. Their Teams phone is going to go from $8 to $10.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Even with some of their calling packages is going to go up overall. But, there's expenses there, and it's just really about educating our partners. And that's, I think, one thing that really do well, and then educating our end user customers to make sure that they know what's out there, what do they really need, and make sure that if they are buying some of those licenses, to make sure that they're adopting the right ones, right? It's all about the right adoption and the utilization of it.
Yeah. What do you think is behind that in Microsoft's thinking? They got so much demand that they feel confident they can raise prices?
I think it's a combination. I think it's the demand is one, but I really think that they've, if you look at their roadmap and what they've done a substantial job of really increasing the feature set overall, with their platforms. And there's a lot of investment there. And if you notice, even on the Operator Connect side, it spans now pretty much on the global level. They started with about 5 different providers. We were one of the first ones. Now there's over 100 that are in there. So you got to support all those partners that are in there. And then when you start to look at all the processing data behind it overall, with being in multiple different continents, being even in the same city but in different data centers to make sure to provide it, it's a lot overall. So I think there's a couple different reasons for it. But demand is definitely one of them.
Yeah. So I'd like to give you the last 30 seconds as just your podium. What do you want to tell the folks at home?
I think first and foremost, when you are looking at making a change or migrating into the cloud from a collaboration standpoint, do your homework, right? And what I mean by do your homework is not just understand the platforms, but understand what your end users are looking for. And I think a lot of people miss that, right? They just kind of assume that everyone's using the same set of feature sets. And look, marketing uses different tools than sales does. Sales uses different tools than engineering does.
Right.
Engineering different than customer support, right? Et cetera, et cetera. So I think that really understanding the needs of your employees, listening to them, and then making sure that you're picking the right platform or multiple platforms in some cases, I think is really key. Do your homework. And then on the same side, when you're looking at the platform providers, somebody like CallTower, make sure you get under the hood. Right? We love when customers do the due diligence on us because we're going to win in that sense because they know that they're going to get the best support that they want out there.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate you. And for everybody at home, I've been successful with CallTower. I know you can too. I'm a big believer in them, their team, and their product. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Brian.
Up next, I'll be chatting with Elaine Goodman and Krista Verhein from Cisco. Very excited for that conversation. Please stick around. Hello and welcome back to iCC Live here at Channel Connect in Nashville. My name is Brian Nelson and I am the Southeast Solutions Engineer with Intelisys. And I'm really excited for this conversation that we're going to have with Cisco. We've got Elaine Goodman and Krista Verhein with us. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, in my previous career, I was a big Cisco fanboy. This is like such an honor and so exciting for me because I got into IT because of Cisco. I took a Cisco networking class my first year in community college, and that's what put me on this track. So this is so exciting for me. This is like a dream come true. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Brian, for being such a great fan.
Yeah. So could you do just a quick intro, who you are and what you do with Cisco?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm Elaine Goodman, Cisco in our global partner sales team, which is our channel. And I work specifically here in the indirect channel, or what we also call the agency or advisor route to market.
Awesome, thank you.
And I'm Krista Verhein. I'm the leader of the Alliance channel in the Americas Partner Organization. So I work with a lot of our managed service providers.
Awesome, yeah. So you've been to these types of events before. What makes Channel Connect so unique?
For me, so this is Channel Connect number 5.
Right.
I've been at several different venues, even here in Nashville a couple of different times. And I would say number 1, it's always the people. So Brian, getting to hang out with folks like yourself, all the advisors, and frankly for us, the other service providers in multiple different environments, right?
Yep.
Some of it's learning, some of it's more social, right? And that even coming by
That's certainly the
booth.
fun part.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have to say that the energy here is amazing,
Yeah.
and the opportunities to connect with people, incredible.
Yep. This is my third one of these, and I can tell you the energy at this one is top notch. So there's some partners at home that are viewing in here, but they didn't join us. What would you say is a reason why they should come next year?
Ooh, I think there's just so much to see and learn. And even if you can't come every year, because I think that's how some of the advisors and partners stagger it, it's the opportunity again to meet with folks and hear what's new and cutting edge.
Yeah, for sure.
From a technology perspective, but also the direction of the industry.
Right, yeah. And speaking about new, Cisco in the channel. There's a lot of confusion about that. I've had some confusion about that. Are you guys you're at our event, are you in the channel? Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so we've actually been in the channel for 3 years. And with the start of this August, we've pivoted our approach. So previously we were very focused on WebEx with UCaaS and CCaaS, and now we are actually looking to expand and bring in our full portfolio. So that includes secure networking, such as Meraki, our security, IoT, you name it. Whatever is in the Cisco portfolio is now available.
Right,
And that's by working with the service providers that are on the line card here with Intelisys.
Right, yeah, because like when I started at Intelisys, a lot of the Cisco services were really focused on WebEx, which was a little confusing to me because I came out of the Catalyst networking and ASA networking realm, and I thought, where is all that stuff? And so, can you expand on like how those products are now, how you're providing those types of solutions to customers through the channel?
You want to take that?
Yeah. So we're making it easy to do business with Cisco by going through our managed service providers. They understand the format and the structure and how to navigate Cisco. So they also simplify our offers. So you can see them put Office in a Box, like we're demonstrating today, into a package for a monthly recurring charge.
Right.
So that definitely adds to the stickiness to the connectivity sales.
Can you talk through the Office in the Box that's at your booth today?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So our Meraki platform is incredibly sticky, as I mentioned. We have a 91% license renewal rate. And typically the beachhead is the MX, which provides routing, SD-WAN, and a firewall. So everything that you need in one item, you add to that another appliance for Wi-Fi. We've got cameras and sensors and switches. So everything that an office or a retail organization needs is all there.
Hey, Brian, if I could say one thing. So you're the ultimate geek out fanboy for Cisco, and there's a lot of folks here that have that in their heritage. But for other folks that maybe that this is new and different, if what Krista said is maybe not in your vernacular, that's okay.
Right.
Because the managed service providers can help translate that and make this really easy.
Yeah, so talk us through that, because Cisco has a lot of different products and services that you're going to market through the managed service providers in the Intelisys portfolio. What's the sweet spot for a partner? Like if they looked at the spectrum of services, where should they start?
So they can start anywhere. You can have a beachhead into any of our architectures. So whether it's networking, or contact center, or WebEx, or security, all of those platforms really work well together. And when you see a Cisco customer, don't rip and replace, add to it. They probably have brand preference for a reason. Now, we're the ultimate upsell, cross-sell opportunity. So you start with one, and I talked about Meraki. The great thing about that platform not only is the renewal rate, but the fact that for every dollar they spend on their initial purchase, within 2 years, they will buy $3.30 more.
Interesting.
So it's exponential, monthly recurring for an agent.
Awesome. Okay, well, we are running out of time here.
Great.
But wanted to give you guys the podium here for the last 30 seconds or so. What do you want to tell the folks at home?
You want to start? I'll start. I think the one thing for the folks at home, especially because you are at home right now, My Intelisys is a great place to start for some information.
We appreciate that, yeah.
Number two, you can still engage with Cisco. It's available through our alias, agencycentral at cisco.com. So that's an option. Or engage your Intelisys sales team or the managed service providers that are on the line card that we're promoting. That's another option.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. This has been a great conversation with Cisco. And up next, Jamal Purvis and Cox Private Networks. Going to be a really interesting conversation. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Now that AI agents are helping to answer calls,
your call is 100th. Your wait time is 0 minutes.
are your short wait times shocking everyone? Vonage does that.
Breathe, Mr. Bubbles, breathe.
Can customers reach your small business anywhere now that you've connected all your communications?
Canty Accounting, this is Carl Canty speaking. How can I help you?
Vonage does that. Since you turned conversations into sales with social messaging, is the sales gong getting a lot of use? Vonage does that.
Bruce, did you order these slippers?
Since you connected your agents and specialists, do customers feel like the entire team is right there helping?
Sure, let me bring in a specialist.
Sounds like the feed separation clutch.
Vonage does that.
Why do I always get the recycling bin?
And welcome back to Intelisys Channel Connect here in Nashville. I am Jamal Purvis. I am the, well, I guess I can say it now. I am now the National Wireless IoT and Mobility Specialist. And with me today, I actually have Mr. William. And William is from, Cox Business and, of course, Cox Private Networks. And William, I want you to, tell us a little bit about yourself and, tell us a little bit about what Cox Private Networks is actually doing.
Yeah, so I'm William Richmond. I'm the GM over the Cox Private Networks practice inside of Cox Business. Really enjoying the show here today and seeing a lot of really interesting stuff, seeing a big shift in the landscape in the connectivity space, and we're really excited to be a part of it.
Awesome. You and I, we had a good breakout session earlier, and I think you brought some really good points that those viewers who weren't here might want to kind of get to know a little bit more about. So could you tell us a little bit about, just a snippet about what you talked about?
Yeah, so we're, this is a really exciting time to be in the connectivity space. We're seeing sort of a fundamental shift in the technology landscape in that modern enterprises are evolving quickly. The kinds of things that they're connecting are becoming more and more varied. The reliance on that connectivity is increasing. And traditional tools like Wi-Fi are no longer a one-fits-all solution. They don't solve all of the use cases uniformly. And so there's a big market shift and a very, very large greenfield opportunity for the partners that embrace it to really help their customers evolve their technology landscape substantially over time, and that could be a myriad of different technologies. But the key is to find partners that know how to work in that space, know how to collaborate in that space, know how to get tactical about solving customer problems, and stay away from the art of the possible and really focus on the art of the practical.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things that, for those at home that you may not have known, but the private network space is growing exponentially. We're looking at, things that are being developed for, large-scale, manufacturing plants, hospitality, hospitals, Smart cities, we see that a lot. One of the things that I like is the fact that this is a growing industry and there's a lot of money being put into it. Could you tell us about something that you see on the horizon? Let's say for 2025, what do you see that's going to be a big focus for you guys?
Yeah, so 2025, I mean, we're seeing the adoption of private cellular networks as an augmentation to Wi-Fi, where Wi-Fi does not work well. Think large coverage areas, mobile use cases, highly reflective environments, that sort of thing. There's a lot of pretty interesting stuff happening there, but one of the things I'm most excited about going into 25 is the launch of mock and neutral host, which effectively is a way that we can extend public cellular connectivity in a very cost-effective fashion inside facilities for customers that have historically been boxed out of dedicated public cellular in their facilities because it's cost prohibitive for traditional solutions like DAS. And we have a way of deploying public cellular continuity inside these facilities now that looks and feels and costs more like Wi-Fi, that's synergistic with the infrastructures that they have today, and really now becomes adoptable for the 95% of the in-building space that just doesn't have a solution. And so there is now a cost-effective way to do it. It's accretive to the other initiatives that these organizations have, and to be honest, it's a huge opportunity in the partner space, right? These are very, very large deals, and they're greenfield deals.
I wanted to ask, do you see, like, for partners who are just getting into this, do you have like maybe one or two questions that you would say is a good, reliable way to kind of get the conversation started?
Yeah, I mean, the simple one is where are you challenged on your connectivity, right? Are there use cases are there use cases or initiatives that you want to implement for the business but have been challenged in doing so, right? Think autonomous forklifts and autonomous vehicles, connected workers, outdoor coverage, real basic stuff that almost every enterprise has today, and have historically not had a solution for. So, pretty exciting area around there. And then the public cellular continuity. I mean, public cellular is no longer a nice to have. It's a prerequisite to doing business, whether you're a hotel, you're a hospital, you're a manufacturing facility, anything like that, right? In a manufacturing facility, just the abilities of the employees to be able to call 911 is a huge use case. In a hospital, right, you need to provide public cellular continuity for the patrons and the patients in the hospital, but you also need connectivity that is aligned and capable of supporting use cases like doctor connectivity, right?
And one of the things that you bring up is a good point, and some people will always wonder, like, how secure is it? So the security level of this, what do you see? What would you kind of start with a security conversation when it comes to private networks?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that we've been very intentional about from the outset that we've done well is making security a forethought, not an afterthought. All of our solutions are SIM-based authentication, so they're inherently more secure than Wi-Fi. But just we can maintain the security posture of our customers inherently in their network. So our solutions are typically deployed behind their firewall on their switches, so they have complete control over how that network is orchestrated, and all of the things that we carry and all the traffic is fully encrypted end to end. So
when you're talking about a solution like this, what's kind of like an upsell or like a cross-sell path that you would see for someone bringing an opportunity to you?
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's looking to add redundancy in the form of something like an SD-WAN, right, or have more reliable connectivity, right? It's always an easy sort of pitch to have provider diversity, path diversity, that sort of stuff on the WAN side. But organizations have just sort of accepted that the connectivity over their LAN and their Wi-Fi is what it is, and it doesn't have to be that way. And that's sort of the wild part. And so with the advent of private cellular about 4 years ago, enterprises now have another way to do this.
Nice. And I think for a lot of you who don't know, this is a potentially $90 billion growth area over the next, 4 or 5 years we're talking about. And that's something that a lot of times we tend to forget, right? We tend to forget about certain areas because you're thinking all the big carriers already have this covered, but there are areas where we know that they can't cover really well, as that's indoors. And that's something that, the private cellular network makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I mean, the public cellular solutions historically have missed the mark on a number of fronts. So public cellular operators can no longer fund the infrastructure further into the building. And so it's on the building owners to provide that infrastructure as sort of a fourth utility model. But they have loudly said over and over, we are not willing to do so at a price point of a traditional DAS type solution. So
right.
There's that element of it. And then on the private cellular side, public cellular and private cellular are completely different things, right? And so it doesn't make sense to try to shoehorn a public cellular connection in a private cellular use case for most customers because public cellular connections are vanilla, right? There is no opportunity to customize them. There is no opportunity for specific quality of service profiles for a robot versus a laptop, right?
Yep.
You have no control over the coverage profile inside your facility. You get what you get from the outside in. Versus private cellular, you actually get to design and dimension it according to the specific needs and requirements of your business, which is fundamentally different, right? And
absolutely, and you hit everything exactly perfect, which I know you would. And I know we're getting ready to round up here, and I want to thank you, William Richmond, for taking some time to talk to us about Cox Private Networks. And I want you guys to make sure that you stick around for our final recap that's going to be coming up very soon here. And I want to thank you once again for joining us here for iCC Live here in Nashville, Tennessee.
All right, and welcome back. Again, I am Reggie Jeffrey.
And I'm here. I'm Bone Break.
We're going to get that. We're going to get that going.
We're going to get it before the end.
Yes.
But I think we are at the end.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, Brian, wrap it up as we just talked about. What's been your best part? What's been your favorite part?
Highlights. I mean, It's been a whirlwind. We have more events yet to come today that I'm really excited for. Nash Bash was amazing. Our first keynote was amazing. We're having a second keynote this afternoon. Overall, though, I'm going to harken back to what I've been saying throughout this whole thing, and that is going to be the energy and the camaraderie. The air is absolutely abuzz. You can't help but feel everybody's excitement to be here, and everybody just working together to try to better their businesses and go further in their own communities. It's been great. Like, you come into these tired because they're long days, but as soon as you get here, you just feel it. And so I have to say that's my highlight.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think one of my biggest things is the tools that we're taking away. And one of the first discussions, even in our SE groups, when I started Intelisys, is what are we going to do about our tools? And I think it was even you who said, what are we going to do about our processes? Yeah. And so we've done a great job of putting those processes together so we can build a tool. I just spoke to Justin, and I met him for the first time face-to-face in real life, but we talked many times. I was like, I get it, man. You've been head down in code. We all look like green numbers and binary code to use, so I get it. So he's been putting in work, so I'm glad to see what tools we're able to serve our partners with.
Yeah, we have a lot of really exciting things, and I hope everybody at home got to get at least a small taste of everything that's to come. But talking about the folks at home, we would not be able to do this without our production crew and the folks that really coordinated all of this event, the cameras, the lighting, everything that goes into making not only the live stream happen, but the recordings. And you actually had a chance to catch up with Michael Pryfogle, our Director of Creative Services, in a quick interview.
Absolutely, and we're gonna run that real quick, but I talked to Michael, I was like, look, our team, our partners want to know the behind-the-scenes group. They want to know about what you're doing, not just at this event, but the amped events that we've done throughout the year. Michael is key in that. I mean, he was great yesterday when he just told everyone to shush, the director is talking. But it takes that type of leadership to provide the product that you all are seeing here today. So I put him in the corner. I said, hey, tell us about what's going on. And I did. I got some time for him. So if we could run that now, I'd love for you to hear his words. So I have the man, the legend, Mr. Pryfogle, and he and I had a conversation yesterday. I told him that it is important that you all see who makes all this happen, because I get the question all the time, who are the people in the background who are making all these wonderful things happen? And he had something great last night that I loved during the dinner. He said, a director is speaking, and he shushed us all. And I appreciated that because we need someone to take charge. So I want to give him the floor and tell him about the efforts of him and his team and what makes this venue so beautiful and the work that they've done throughout the year.
I said that verbatim.
Yeah, you can tell us a little bit about that?
And we start out with site visits, numerous site visits. We lock in our location, our future location, and then it's just, we're hitting the ground running. We've got the events team that's on it. Our entire marketing team is behind it. Can I, real quick?
That's the beauty of camera.
So here, this is a good example. So this is Chad Richter, our graphic designer and brand manager here at Intelisys. And for Channel Connect, it is a team effort, all right? When we get in there, Chad and I are thinking about, well, what are we going to do? Chad runs with it. It's an experience. It's an experience that we're trying to create here for everybody here at Channel Connect. It's how do you say it?
Herculean effort. There you go.
There you go. That's it. And it takes a team to do this.
I wanted them to see you all, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
People will counter and try to do something just as great, and then we'll counter back and do something even better. So thank you.
Come at us. It's always next year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
You want to take it back?
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Mike, thank you for your time on that. And, I'm glad he got a chance to get in front of the camera express, but a couple other people, there are a lot of folks here who made this happen. First of all, you don't see him, but Jacob is running back and forth here, making this whole thing happen. He's probably not going to come up here and wave because he wants to be in the background. Well, maybe he will, but
yeah,
Jacob
we're gonna get Jacob. We're pulling audibles.
Yes, those guys, and there's about 5 or 6 of them back there have been here all night making this happen.
This man right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Wrap it up, stretch it out. Let's go, B. Wrap it up. You know, whatever you need to do. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jacob.
A lot goes into that.
Yeah, all right, there we go. He's not allowed in front of the camera. It's like holy water on a vampire. But we could not finish this out without a shameless plug.
Sure, but before we get that shameless plug, real quick, because we're going to do it later, I also talked to Corey Sheehan.
Oh, you did?
And we're going to have some little clips later to give it, but her and her team putting together content, organizing us, the BDMs, the suppliers, partners for all of our breakouts. Her team been huge in this, and they've been starting on this months in advance, and they're going to start right as we're done. So wanted to make sure she and her team and the market team was recognized as well, too.
Perfect. Yeah, it really does take a full team to make all of this happen. And now we're going to talk about our shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. We wanted to finish this out with just a brief overview of the SE team and the advanced technology team. We actually had an opportunity to take a quick roll footage of that team. We'll roll that, a little B-roll for you of the team. We all got to meet in person, take a great photo. But these are your engineers. One of the things that we've heard from some of our partners is that they don't always know exactly which engineer or which resource to reach out to. So here is a great shot of us all standing around socializing in person. And then, I don't know who that guy is, but he was right at the end. And this was us all at the hat making event as well. But I want to start off first with our advanced technologies team. Our advanced technologies teams, captained by Patrick Chen, includes some of the best talent in the industry when it comes to each of the verticals. Everything from our CX program that incorporates Heather and Michael Delsignor. We have our security program that includes James Morrison, who is our Senior Director of Cybersecurity Programs. We got Mike Davis as our National Cloud Specialist, and then Jim Mundy, who is our other National Security Specialist. But it's funny, Jim has a shirt that says, I'm not the FBI guy.
Not the FBI guy.
Yeah.
It's genius.
Because they're both named like Jim James, and it gets a little confusing.
Yep.
But then next up, I'd love to talk a little bit more about our regional folks. So if we could flip to the next one. This one is this team's captained by Tom Laguerre, and he covers all of the regional SEs as well as the inside solutions engineering team. With one small change, Jamal has now graduated from the inside solutions engineering team over into the advanced technology team as our mobility and IoT expert. So the inside SE team to get one person smaller. But I want to give each and every one of these folks a shout out. They were leaders in all of our breakout sessions, including ourselves, as well as everybody that you see up here. So I'm going to start left to right with Tyson Crosby up in the Pacific Northwest. He's based out of Denver. You also have me in the Southwest region. Over in the Central region, we have Reggie and John Themis. And then over on the East Coast, covering that long span of the Atlantic, we have John Coyle, Mike Rada, and Brian Nelson. And Reggie, tell us a little bit about the inside SE team.
SE team, we have Bryce Parker. Bryce is out of my region, working together. Actually got a chance to run around the city with him last night and introduce him to some of our partners. And we have Sonal, who just joined us, her specialty lies in...
She's in my region, actually. She lives in California, comes from a data center background, so a strong cloud background. But has been jumping all over the opportunity to learn all the new technologies in our portfolio as well.
Sure, absolutely. And then we have Riggs, who just joined our team. Actually just received a great honor. If you could talk to us a little bit about that, what he was able to accomplish.
So Riggs, he's a little younger. He's fresh out of college, joined our team, was part of some of the technical programs, had some technical certifications, but he took it to the next step. He went and got his CISSP. So he is the youngest member on our team, as well as the third member to have a CISSP, which is a huge honor.
It's awesome.
So the next thing he's going to do is start accruing those hours and actually working security deals to get that formal stamp for that certification.
Yeah, I've been bringing this up in all of our panels today, is just when we engage as an SE team, we truly engage as a team. It may be 2 or 3 of us coming to your opportunity. We don't all know everything. We all know a little bit of a lot of things, but the best training I've had is within this team, is just sitting in on someone else's conversations, someone else's discovery, and we can take that back to you as partners. So it's an awesome group, and I'm really happy and honored to be a part of it.
Definitely, and it's a bittersweet moment, everybody at home. We have finally come to the end of the Intelisys Channel Connect Live, iCC Live. I said I wasn't going to say the full name ever again. It's just iCC Live going forward, but I can't help myself. I'm super stoked that you spent the time with us, that I got to spend the time with Reggie, that we had some amazing folks come up to the front desk here, give some interviews, and like I wish everybody could kind of see what's going on, what we get to see. We get to see all the folks passing us. We get to see the Supplier Expo. We get to see and feel all of the energy that's happening in this room. We're in like the heart of it, as well as we have the beautiful backdrop of Nashville in the Music City Center. And Reggie, I think this is our time to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, I think it was good. As we said in the planning meeting, we knew it wouldn't be perfect, but we at least tried to make it pretty.
Yep. That's all I can offer at this point. I'm just a smile.
Yeah. This is awesome.
All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining us at home. And until next time, take it easy.
Right.
And we'll catch you later.
See you later. All right.